Sorry, I was, yes, I was talking. Sorry. Yeah, thank you. I was just, ranting about, I was asking, how are you? I'm okay, even though I'm melting because it's really hot today. It's going to be hot the next days. There's like a heat wave. So yeah, I decided to start earlier. I think that for the Sunday live streams, because I'm in summer, so I think I'm going to start them at like 8 a.m. Like now it's 9. I think I'm going to start it at 8 a.m. Because it's, the more you the more the day advances, the later it gets more hot. The weather. I woke up at 6 a.m. because I couldn't take the heat anymore. Like I slept with the AC on all night, but at some point you have to turn it off. Not just because of the electricity bill, but also because it has been working all day nonstop. So I had to turn it off. But it's so hot today, and it's going to be hot. The next. I think that I don't know if it's going to be like 100 Fahrenheit, and more like 100 in Fahrenheit numbers for New Year's Eve for Wednesday. So yeah, I hate summer actually. I don't like it. I wish I could be somewhere else at the moment. I wish I could be in the north part of the world because I hate it here. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Thank God you guys have that. I prefer winter all the way. I'm a winter person. I prefer winter. Summer, I think that summer, it's okay for people that have access to, live next to a beach or have like a house with a pool. But if you don't have those and you live in the city, it's unbearable. This is why I start reading very very soon. I don't run that much because I'm not that comfortable in here, like with the heat. I have the fan on, but it's not the same. It's sort of throwing a bit of like a breeze on me. It's okay. Like it's better than nothing. But I'm going to start sweating. So I will let you know who I have on my list for today. I'm going to read I'm going to start with Capricorn idols. I'm going to start with maybe Capricorn idols today, and maybe on Wednesday I'm going to add some Capricorn maybe actors or other kind of artists. But yeah, I have a very good list, I would say, because I think that we are lucky that in Korean entertainment it seems like there's a lot of Capricorns. So I have and very famous ones. So I'm proud, me being a Capricorn myself. I have the first one. I have it's Jennie. I have Sana of Twice. I have Jisoo. I have Taeyeon of 2 p.m. I have a Winter of aespa. I have Taeyeon of BTS. I have EXO D.O. I have XG, Jisa, and I have WayV Kun and EXO Kai. So I have a pretty successful list in here of successful people. Oh my God, sorry. I think I turned off the, wait. Oh my. Oh, okay. It's a lot. I just wanted to move this because I can see like the cord, and I wanted to move it, and I think that I touched something. I apologize for them. Oh. I could just open a window in here and just let them, the daylight enter, but I don't know. I think that it will get like harder. I don't know. Maybe I should try on Wednesday to see how it looks, but I think that like this, it works better. It gets humid in the summer, so it feels more hot than the actual temperature. Yeah. I think that in my country, at least, here in the capital, what we suffer the most it's the humidity. It's more like that feeling of like, oh my God, like I feel heavier. I feel like I cannot breathe. I feel like I run out of breath easily if I have to walk a few blocks. So I think the humidity is actually the worst. It's not so much the heat, it's more like the humidity. Yeah. For us, it makes us feel funny, not that good. And I did paint my wall. I don't know if because there's like a lot of lighting, like there's like a lot of different colors, but I did repaint my wall. I had it like in a color that it was, I don't know how to say this color in English. It's like this color. It was like this color, the wall. Burgundy? No, it's not that. And I had a bit of green because we are painting my house, like the exterior walls of my house. So I had a bit of green left. So we mix it with a bit of white, and this is what we came up with. It's like a very pale green, but I like it. It looks good. It looks good. You cannot really appreciate the color because of the combination of colors, but it's really pretty. It's really pretty. On the daylight, you would appreciate it more. Okay, I'm going to start burgundy. Thank you, Dragula. I know it was that one, but I didn't want to say it because, yeah, maroon burgundy. Yeah, yes. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to start because I don't know about my internet. I have the data on, but I don't know about my internet, how it's going to do. Okay, I'm going to start with Jennie, with our Capricorn Queen. Let's start with Jennie. Let's see. For 2026, for Jennie, very active year, a good one. All our work, like not work. I think that it's teamwork. I don't know about how they're going to do with Blackpink in 2026, but it seems like it's very much about collaboration. Like not so much like everything is going to be on her. I think that is more like going back with the group or with keep maybe collaborating with people. We have the Temperance, Three of Pentacles, we have the Four of Wands in the middle, we have the Three of Wands, and we have the Knight of Wands. And then we have the King of Pentacles that it says disciplined. Disciplined. King of Pentacles for Jennie. Yeah, a lot of energy. A lot of energy. Actually, there's sometimes when I read for Jennie, there's certain worries or something, but I think that 2026 is not going to be that year. 2026 is going to be, first of all, in the middle, we have the Four of Wands. So there's a sense of celebration. She's going to be celebrating something that I think that it involves the group. It's not like just her individually. It's a mix. It's a mix of maybe her individual achievements, but also it's about the group. I have the Three of Pentacles in here, so I'm like, it's more about going back to the group or going back to celebrate something big for the group. It's about her and the others. So it's a lot of celebration, a lot of energy, a lot of, this excitement, recognition, funny times, fun times, excitement. Everything is going to feel like a party, like a celebration for Jennie in 2026. But I think that there's because we start with the Temperance and the Three of Pentacles, and like I was saying, I think that there's something about the beginning of 2026. There's going to be a healing or a right balance about work in a group or work as a group or work for the group. I think that I don't think that Blackpink as a group, I don't think that they need healing or they need to go through some kind of, understanding. I think that it's just that for the first time, maybe in 2026, there's going to be like things are going to flow when it comes to maybe getting together, maybe getting into an agreement, maybe like joining forces, joining resources. I think that everything is going to flow nicely for the group. And I think that it has to do with the right, in her case, because we're reading for her. I think that it's like the right balance maybe between her individual work and the work with Blackpink or for Blackpink. So I think that is going to be like the right balance. She's not going to feel like, oh my God, like because I'm doing this for the group or I'm doing this with the group, I cannot do this individually or I'm losing opportunities individually. No. 2026 is going to be, everything is going to be related and everything is going to be fun, successful, positive, full of energy. I think that there's something about Jennie just recharging and she's going to be very energetic, very excited, jumping around. Probably, it could be something about healing maybe her own energy, asking help from others. The Three of Pentacles is collaboration, maybe with a team, maybe having a better team. And I think that it's all going to culminate into this great, fun, result, great atmosphere, maybe them celebrating something important for the group or with others or with a collaboration. I think that Jennie is going to be, it's not just her. She's probably going to be more sociable, or she's going to, spend more time with the girls, with the members, coming and going, and different people and different group of people. There's like new work also coming. I think that she could collaborate with someone. I see the Night of Wands, so I kind of see that there's like a very young energy, young, exciting energy. Maybe this is, I don't want to say like this is like a new artist, but it could be younger than her, could it be? Or not so experienced like Jennie, maybe not so many years in the industry, but this person is very bold, is very like passionate. And this could be someone like an artist that is having like a good year, or everyone is talking about this person. It's giving me male energy. This could be like a young rapper or a musician, like someone young, and her collaborating with this person. And this person, it's not about him not being known, not being, you know, um, I think that there's something about this person, maybe like having certain moments of there's something about his energy just not being stable. He's just fun. He's just like, his vibe is very fun. It's like, okay, here I come and I record a record, or I record like a hit song, and then I go. So she could collaborate with this person. She could collaborate. And this person is going to be important for her next projects. There's something about this person. I don't know if could be like a young producer, someone that is very exciting to be around. I think that for Jennie and what she wants to create next, this kind of energy, it feels like this is what she needs. She needs to surround herself in 2026 more with this kind of people, people that are excited, that are fire signs, I don't know, that are passionate about their craft, that are unpredictable, that are bold, that are wild. She needs to go with this kind of people to develop her, her craft, I would say, to give it another, when she wants to, because there's a lot that she wants to release, in 2026 individually. So I think that this kind of guy it gives a touch, it gives like, maybe it is like what she needs, it's like the yang to her yin, something like this. Because, we have the King of Pentacles as the advice for her. And the King of Pentacles in here, the keyword says disciplined. So I think that yeah, Jennie at the end, she's an earth sign. She is a Capricorn, like we are talking about this season. And there's something about her nature, at the end, she, the keyword is to stay disciplined. It's like, okay, you can go wild and you can be excited and energetic with a comeback, with the girls on your own, but don't forget to be disciplined. Don't forget to master or to administrate always wisely your energy or your power or your influence, because she does have a lot. So it's like she, it's good to collaborate with these kind of people because they don't have nothing to lose, but in the case of Jennie, I think that at the end, she's very important. So yeah, she can play a bit, but then she has to go back to serious mode, so this is why the King of Pentacles is like, don't forget that you need to stay disciplined. Don't forget that, yeah, this kind of energy is all cool, but then, don't go too wild. Like, don't get like too comfortable with like, oh, let's party, or, oh, let's laugh, live and love, like at the end, because it's sort of Capricorn karma, you have to go back to work and you have to get on serious mode. So somehow it's like, this father energy, like the King of Pentacles, very serious, very like all about the rules. And I think that she has to go back to that seriousness to, protect also, her probably money, incomes, it's all about regulations. It's like, yeah, it was fun, but you have to come down at some point and get grounded and get serious and come down and protect your reputation. There's something about, this feels very Capricorn. It's like the energy is like, go back to the earth. You cannot be that, or you cannot have the pleasure of being just wild and unpredictable. I think that at the end, there's certain expectations on Jennie, but it's just because she is very successful and she has to protect that sort of patrimony, I would say. So yeah, she has to be responsible at the end. She has to be this King of Pentacles. She has to be disciplined. But a great year for Jennie. Very fun. I like it. Okay, I'm going to continue with Sana of Twice. Okay. For Sana, 4 of Wands, we have the Knight of Cups, we have the 5 of Swords in the middle, we have the Chariot, and we have the Justice. And then I have the 4 of Pentacles, that is, it says miser or holding on too tight, the 4 of Pentacles. I mean, I think that the year is going to start like very positively for Sana. Maybe a lot of invitations or her appearing on a lot of, parties or celebrations or important events, where her beauty is appreciated, where her presence is important. I see her, being very socially active. I think that there's something about maybe this kind of appearances that she really loves. She really loves to be, a part of this sort of society, or maybe it's the beauty industry or something like this, but it feels very fun. I think that the start of the year is going to be very, very nice for her. It could be that also like there's like someone that maybe is like, maybe someone mentions her or is like, I love you, or I'm a fan of you, and people can start speculating like, oh my God, is she dating this person? Is she dating this other person? Something like this. Because there's something about romanticism, that it can occur like, if you see her having fun with someone or being nice to someone, people obviously like translate this of like, oh, they're dating. I don't see it that she's dating someone like, but I think that there's a lot of speculations because she does, because she's so fun or she's so outgoing and she's sweet. So people think that she's like going everywhere, like flirting with people when actually she's just being nice, and yeah, there could be someone that is like, oh, she's my bias, or, she's beautiful, making those comments about her and actually people, associating her with someone. I think that this could be someone also like, very wanted or very, is she going to continue with this show that she has, that somehow she also like sort of flirts in this show that she has? Is she going to continue with this? Because it could be related to this, but I see it more like in a gathering, like in a very public event, that people are obsessed, like maybe following her around, and maybe she's seen talking to someone, or someone is talking to her and being nice to her, and people are like, oh my God, they're dating. But In the middle, we have the Five of Swords. So I'm like, if this is like a rumor or if this is like her being associated with someone also famous, I think that is not going to be positive for her career nor her image. The Five of Swords in the middle is giving me like this is not going to be pleasant. Maybe this could be that the other person is very famous and people are very protective of this person, and maybe it's fandoms fighting or trying to offend her or saying something unpleasant about her. But I can kind of see her, getting annoyed by this again. Maybe it's the rumors, maybe it's that people are associating her with this person, and she's like, it's work. It's work. It's part of what I do. It's not special. It's not emotional. I don't know this person that well. It's just that we meet in social events. We see each other, but it's not like that. And maybe people are going to get a bit intense. Maybe if this person, has like a large following, it's going to get unpleasant. I think that she in 2026 is not going to be, like I think that there's a bit of like I'm not comfortable with this and I'm going to speak on it and I'm going to maybe have to put certain people in their places because I think that there's a bit of annoyance from her. There's a bit of like I'm tired, like I'm speaking out or I'm saying something or I'm calling someone out. I don't know if Sana is the kind of person that if she usually does this, but if she doesn't, I think that she's going to surprise a few because probably, the situation is a bit unbearable. And for her, it's like, you guys are kind of making me feel miserable. I don't like it when you do this. Like, there's nothing romantic in there. Like, please, can we stop? So I see, I see her being on the defensive, about maybe certain people commenting or talking about her. I think that she's like in 2026, she's not going to let it pass. She's going to show that she's very uncomfortable and that she doesn't like it. And maybe she's going to start to draw boundaries, between these certain people. Because there's something about her energy fighting this. And it being like, I don't like when this happens. It's not fun for me. I don't like it. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't know these people. I'm not trying to steal your bias or whatever. So there's like, this fighting energy. Like I'm fighting this. And I'm also like, there's something about like, I don't know if, because I usually think of Sana and she's so pleasant, she's so polite, she's so nice, she's always smiling, she's so welcoming. Her energy feels like this. But the Five of Swords is giving me like someone that is not happy mode, someone that is getting serious, someone that is like frowning a lot, someone that is like not themselves, that is sort of like, I'm tired of this, stop this, I don't like this. And, like probably a part of her that you don't see regularly, but she's like, it seems like her face or maybe the way she talks is going to get all serious and I don't want to say unpleasant, but it feels like it's something that she normally doesn't do, or it's a side of herself that she doesn't show, but it's going to affect her a lot. It's going to affect her a lot. So maybe it's people like, I don't know, talking bad about her or creating rumors online. I don't know. But she's going to have to fight them. Yes. Then we have, the Chariot and we have the Justice. So I think that, it's going to be a bit uncomfortable. I think that it's going to take most of the year. But then, with the Chariot and the Justice, I think that things are going to accommodate in her favor and she's going to be able to advance from this. She's going to be able to move on. Maybe, not being so affected by this and not being so on the defensive and being able to maybe go back to her activities or go back to what she wants to be or what she wants to do. I see her advancing and I have the Justice in here. So somehow if someone is accusing her of something, I think that Justice at the end is going to somehow repair something that is going to allow her to move on, because it's going to get unpleasant. I don't know what is it about, but what it is about. But I think that there's something just not. It could be gossip about her. It could be, but yeah, it's about romance, romantic something like this, or maybe someone just making a proposition towards her and her being like, no, like I'm rejecting you, like you are not my type or something like this. Like don't be so nice to me because I'm not interested. Um, yeah, Four of Pentacles, holding too tight, this is the keyword, holding too tight. Yeah, I think that there's something in Sana's energy that maybe in 2026, her energy is going to feel much more like stubborn. There's something about her not going with the flow anymore. There's something about her being like, no, I'm stuck in here. These are my ways. This is my way of thinking. This is what I want to defend. This is my right. This is how I'm feeling today. I think that 2026 is going to be a year of a lot of like her feeling like she's protecting herself from something. And maybe people, feeling like she's holding on too tight, or that she's been, rigid about certain things, but she's like, this is what I have. So I'm going to protect what is mine, or I'm going to protect my reputation, or I'm going to protect myself. No one is moving me from here. No one is moving me from here. Maybe someone wants to take her place, or they want to take something away from her. And I think that she's going to fight them. She's going to fight them. But it's going to be a year of a lot of resistance from her. Like I can see her, like she's not going to be that, that easygoing, like that energy that she has, so pleasant. So I see her, a bit uncomfortable. When you're annoyed and it shows with all your body and your posture that you are not happy, or that there's certain things that she's not going to give up. So I think that that's like her energy for 2026. Is holding on very tight. And I think that there's something about her that it feels like, her being like, I know I'm right. This is why I'm not giving up, because I know I'm right. I know I done things correctly. So yeah, I don't know what is it about, but it sounds serious. Okay. I'm going to continue with Jisoo. Jisoo of Blackpink. Let's see Jisoo for 2026. Let's see Jisoo. Okay, Jisoo. Let's start. Okay, we have the Three of Cups. We have the Justice. We have the Tower. We have the Page of Pentacles, and we have the Four of Pentacles. And then we have the Ten of Swords that it says agony. Agony. I think that 2026 is going to, I have the Tower here in the middle. So there's a lot of things that are literally like falling apart in her life. I think that there's a lot of endings, or there's a lot of rebuilding or reconstruction of her life. Maybe what she wants to do next. I think that it has to do with her career, her individual career. She's sort of like, eliminating maybe old patterns, or old advices, or old guidelines. Like there's something about her, it's like, this doesn't work for me. I cannot sustain this anymore. So it's going. I don't think it's like a transformation, but I think that the things, maybe this is about projects, or maybe certain promises that people make to Jisoo. And she's like, this is not working for me, or this is not, I don't trust this. I don't think that it hasn't been paying off. So yeah. But we start with the three of cups, and we have the justice. So see, just like Jennie. When I read for Jennie, Jennie got the three of pentacles. That is more like collaboration work. But I think that for Jisoo, Jisoo is a bit much more emotional. So again, I see the group in here. I see the group and I see the justice. So definitely something is going to happen at the beginning of the year. I don't know if it's that Blackpink is going to have, if they're going to release their comeback, right away as soon as the first months or two of 2026. But it feels like, there's a balance being restored when it comes to the group. And I see it from Jisoo as well, because it's very interesting because Jennie, she got the temperance and she got the three of pentacles, and now Jisoo has the justice and she has the three of cups. So there's like not a collaboration, a correlation. Everything is somehow being connected in the readings, because at least about the group, if we think about the temperance, how I said about finding the right balance, healing, and if you notice the card of the temperance, there's this person with these two cups, somehow trying to, mesh the content, the water, trying to pour it to create something out of this. And in the justice, we also have the balance. So it's also about these two polarities, these two realities that are coming into this sort of harmony. So I think that for her, it's also, justice and the three of cups. There's something about her feeling like her being part of the group or coming back with the group. The group is going to have finally their justice, their something is going to be granted to them that it feels right. It feels like they deserve it. It feels like it's going to flow naturally to them, the opportunities, them, like I said, for Jennie, them getting together, them seeing each other, them working together. It's going to feel like, like it is right, like maybe like this is like also another happy stage for them to reconnect as friends, because from Jisoo's part, I see her more emotional. For her, it's not so much like, okay, work. I am going to work with Blackpink or as Blackpink or as a Blackpink member. For her, it's more like, I'm going to see the girls and I'm going to spend time with the girls. For her, it's more like, I miss my friends. So it's like, with the justice, it's like she adapts. She adapts. It's like, I have to give this for the group. Okay, I'm here. I'm going to give it my all. Or I'm going to give it what is needed for the group. But I think that there's something important coming for the group. There's like an influence. This is why, I see it from Jennie, I see it from Jisoo, and I'm like, it's important. It's getting them together. It's like, I don't know if it's like a recognition, but I think that there's something just very nice about this. But yeah, also I think that, because something positive is going to happen to the group, or is going to, be about the group or them having a comeback. I think that this is going to impact Jisoo's plans for 2026. I think that there's like, there's something about her that is going to change when it comes to her individual activities. I think that she's going to finally realize maybe who is supporting her and who is not. And I think that when I say this, it's not about the other girls. I think that it's about the people that works with her or the people that selects the project for Jisoo. I think that she could have a sort of like a fallout with certain people, or even, I don't know if she has the power to fire people. Like, I don't see like Jisoo firing someone, but I think that certain people has to go. Certain people has to go. Or if she's part of a company, I don't know who is in charge of her individual activities, but it could be that, also that company is having certain like issues, or, certain people are going to quit, or there's going to be, they have to start over, or there's something that it feels very unstable, that is going to be unstable about, besides Jisoo being part of Blackpink, that is going to do very well. there's something about her individual activities, or maybe her image as well, that people are going to be a bit worried about that. Like, okay, after this, what is Jisoo going to do? You know, and I think that it's about starting over with different people, with a different foundation. Because I think that there's a bit of an instability about the people that maybe has been working for Jisoo, or the people that had like selected certain things for Jisoo, that it's like you're not choosing well. And I don't think that it's her that is choosing, but I think that is that these people are not doing their job very well, and they have to go. They have to go, because it probably is not so much like work, but it's also that they are not that trustworthy. Or maybe they are like, I don't want to say like they're stealing from her, no, but there's a bit of like, you are not that committed to help her grow, or to help her get better positions, better opportunities. I think that there's like, there's a bit of like sabotage in here. There's a bit of sabotage. And I think that she's going to start seeing maybe certain people's mask is going to drop, people that she trusted or people that she knew for years. And it's like, you have to get rid of those people. They are not good for you. They are not looking after you. They don't want the best for you. They are just giving you, the pieces left of someone else. And I think that since the group is going to do well, and that there's going to be a lot of recognition from the group, like there's something about her, her maybe perception is going to change, and she's going to start demanding better things for herself. It's not going to be easy. The tower is a very, uncomfortable, maybe this is people that she knows for years, but they have to go. They have to go. The page of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. Also, there's like, I think that is an acting role, that she is very much like, she's very stuck on like, I want that role. I think I can do this. And I think that is a role that is totally unexpected from Jisoo. It also demands a lot of studying from her, a lot of preparation, a lot of practicing. She just has to, get really ready for this. I don't see it that it's going to be released in 2026. She could be working on this in 2026, but it's something that she's like, I want that role. That role has to be mine. So I have to prepare myself. I have to prepare myself. I have to study, I have to practice, I have to get, the classes, I have to have the, the training, but she's putting the body. And she's like, this is my opportunity. This is what I want to do. So she's going to be working very hard for this. I don't know. I don't see it like music. It could be more like a movie or maybe a series. I don't know. But I see her very humble, approaching this and being like, I want to make it. I want to, spend as many months as I can. But I want to work on this. Ten of Swords, Agony. See, I think that 2026 is not going to be a year. I think that it's going to be bittersweet. She's going to have, with the group, she's going to celebrate a lot, but maybe, individually, there's a bit of her, feeling a bit like, lost, especially when it comes to her individuality. Not knowing who to trust, not knowing who she is. She's changing. She's definitely changing. She's transforming into a new version of herself. So, of course, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable. She's going to feel very like alone, like no one gets me, or I don't want to spoil the mood with bad news, but I feel like, this is very uncomfortable for me, so, but I think that, maybe, focusing her energy on a new project is what's going to get her, more be able to heal and not get that fixated on things that didn't work. But I think that for her it's going to be, sad. But it's necessary. She has to change. What no longer works has to go from her life. Okay, I'm going to continue with Taecyeon of 2 p.m. Taecyeon of 2 p.m. A lot of Four of Pentacles for these Capricorn people, artists. So there's something about letting go as well. Letting go. Just don't be so fixated on like, oh, I do this or I work like this. 2026 is going to be a year of like, just if it doesn't work, just embrace the change and just don't have this posture of like, no, I'm defending myself, I'm defending my ground, I'm defending my territory, I'm defending myself. Like, just expand. But yeah, for this, for 2 p.m. Taecyeon, we start with the Four of Pentacles. We have the Tower, we have the Six of Swords, we have the Temperance, and we have the Empress. Very nice. And Nine of Cups, comfort. Yeah, a great year. A great year for Taecyeon. A great year. A great year. Because I think that, yeah, he's going to learn to let go. I think that there's something about him that maybe, he comes from an old school, or he comes from a certain background that taught him like, this is how you do things, or this is how you work, or this is how things function. Well, no more. 2026 is about him letting go of all extractors, of all systems of belief. I know that for Capricorn, especially Capricorn men, sometimes it's really tough to let go of certain mindsets. But I think that he can do this, and he can liberate himself in 2026. And I think that this is going to be important, because sometimes it doesn't matter how strong or how tightly you hold on to something. If it doesn't work and it's meant to fall and it's meant to be broken and it's meant to, disappear, or it's meant to be destroyed, you have to let it happen. You have to let it happen. And somehow the old ways, even it could be like an old version of himself, him just, maybe being like, okay, I'm no longer this person, or I don't want people to associate me with this old me or these old ways. I'm changing. And I can see change in him for 2026. Definitely he's changing. Either he's moving, or he's like traveling somewhere, or he's like, maybe going to live somewhere else, maybe in another country or something like this. But I think that he needs to refresh, after letting go, he needs to somehow maybe travel, maybe, move your energy, move your body, advance. Just advance. Go wherever you need to go, but just detach. I don't know if Taecyeon, if he has like some, if I know he's a Capricorn, but if he has like some like air sign placement, but it's giving me Aquarius. It's giving me like Aquarius season is your season. Like, you need to reconnect with movement, with originality, like go and learn from others, like go and live with other people, like go and experience things with other culture, in another culture, like somewhere that is foreign for you. But just go and advance, move. Don't stay in the same place, don't stay in the same situations. And yeah, healing is coming. Healing, and also there's like an opening of abundance as well for him. We have the Temperance and we have the Empress. So I think that if he was a bit worried about maybe his finances, or if he was worried about the flow of work, maybe, him being like, I don't know if he has been working on something lately, but in 2026, it could be, that he's going to be, blessed with new opportunities or, new ways of income, like him getting paid better or him getting like a better salary or there's abundance coming from him, also luxury, like a good life. But I think that it all has to do because he's somehow, going out there to get, to be original. It's like go and look opportunities in places that other people don't go into those territories. Don't get stuck on what the other people do. Go find your peace, go find your happiness, go liberate yourself from the weight on your shoulders. Don't hold on too tight to a status or reputation or the past, like, oh, I used to be like this, or I used to be great in this, or I used to be amazing at this, and now I don't feel like this anymore. Yeah, because you are meant to advance. You have to keep going. The past is gone. That version of you also is no more. So, in the future, there's healing, there's opening of, I think that there could be like even a very successful project for him, very abundant, working with beautiful people, but everything feels like very abundant. If he goes to work with these people, there's going to be a lot of budget. There's going to be a good payment. I think that he needs this. He needs to move in order to find, his opportunity. He needs to, be able to receive. It's like he's going to come as a gift. It's going to flow towards him. He cannot be chasing this. He can be on vacation and somehow someone calls him and it's like, we need you for this project. And it's going to be a hit. Yeah, 9 of Cups, comfort. It's all about satisfaction. Enjoy yourself. Liberate from the burdens of the past. Just go out, travel, be surrounded by comfort. Stop and enjoy. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your life and move and be curious and explore. But also just be comfortable with who you are and what you had achieved, because in 2026 it's going to be like, and not so much about like, oh, there's a lot of things happening, but the things that are going to happen in his life is all about advancing and it's all about new chapters, but not a chapter that can be forced. It feels very spiritual, but the opportunity is going to come. Okay, I'm going to read for this beautiful young lady. Let's wish her the best. Let's, give her the best vibes, because, usually, every time I read for winter, for aespa winter, she's always caught up in the middle of something that it doesn't have anything to do with her, but she somehow evolved. She is in the middle. So yeah, let's see for 2026 how it's going to go for her. So yeah, gather all your positive energy. Let's send it to winter so she can, recuperate, so she can get stronger in her energy and have a successful 2026. Let's see it for her. Okay, winter. Okay, for winter. Okay. We have 4 of Wands, the Justice. We have 8 of Cups. We have Page of Cups, and we have Temperance. Finally, some healing for winter. And we have the 5 of Wands, that is a trouble test. So yeah, I think that, the 5 of Wands as the final card for her reading, it sort of represents that, somehow it's not that it's always going to be like this, but there could come trouble or drama or conflict. It could come into winter's energy or winters. I think that people just are very much like against her. Like there's something specific about her, that she maybe draws these. It's not that she's like, oh, I want drama. No, not at all. But people get very violent around her. I don't know why. They want to disturb maybe her peace or her confidence, or that she is the way she is. And people is bothered by that. People are bothered by her, maybe her nature, her talent. It could be envy as well. So conflict, I think that it's going to come and go for winter, but I see an improvement. So I'm like, okay. Yeah, for once, the for once is coming out a lot today. For once, and the justice. So I think that in 2026 there's something about recognition. There's something about the girls maybe going to more award shows or ceremonies or events, especially winter. And I think that there's going to be a sense of celebration. I think that the very uncomfortable moments of like, okay, like, is people being aggressive towards her? Are people being nice to her? I think that people are going to come down, because justice is going to be made. That is somehow going to unblock this nasty energy of competitiveness. People compete with her, and she's like, I don't compete with anyone, but people want to fight her. Like, really, people want to fight Winter. Like, I don't know if it's people on the internet, but people just get very aggressive about her. And she's just existing, she's not like doing something. But yeah, I think that there could be some like news or something that it could end a bit, the nasty comments, or just the vibe with everything that has to do with her. She's going to be able to go out and celebrate and not have that bad energy of others around her. I think that justice is going to be made. Something is going to happen. Maybe there's going to be news, or someone is going to talk. I don't know, but I think that it's going to clear the panorama. It's going to clear the air for her, and she's going to be able to go out and have fun, because, oh my God, like the energy. But yeah, justice is going to be made for Winter. Eight of Cups in the middle. So yeah, Eight of Cups. I think that it's about her. This is why I'm so, sometimes I feel so sorry for everything that happens to her, because there's a bit of I think that in 2026 there's something about her, moving on from these attacks, or moving on from these people being awful towards her, and she's like, okay, I accept that maybe this is part of my job. I accept that, okay, things got out of hand and people are angry. I accept it and I move on, and I forgive everyone, and I forgive what happened, and I move on, and I just let it go, because I think that for someone that maybe she's very sensitive, so it does affect her. But there's something about her being like, there's nothing I can do against these kinds of things. So somehow I have to, just not feel anymore. Just see what is going on, accept it for what it is, but just remove myself from emotionally from this that is going on, and just embrace, a new chapter for me, or get stronger, get better boundaries, just like being secure in myself and not invested anymore. Don't let that, somehow take me out of my center. It doesn't affect me emotionally anymore. I cried a lot last year, or I cried and I suffered, but now no more. I'm just advancing from this. I'm moving on from this. So it's also, about her, maybe, if there's something that is going to be, I don't think that it's like in news, but justice is going to be made, So I think that for her, it's like finally looking at this, and in 2026, I mean, like, well, it is what it is. I guess, I had to go through this because, I was involved. I don't know why, but I was involved. But it's about her not losing herself, and not, maybe blaming herself or not feeling that bad. So I think that there's a lot of maturity. And also we have the Page of Cups and we have the Temperance. So there's like a lot of healing, a lot of love from people. I think that, if this is about work, there could be like, the right people sending her love and good messages and just, restoring the love in Winter's, the love and the support, or the loving comprehension, or the lovely messages, restoring the peace in her life. I think that is necessary. I kind of think that this is this is not, but this is someone new that is approaching winter. It's like, I have these feelings for you, somehow being like an invitation, or just someone that is new, is someone, is like an opening of something special for her that is going to help her to also heal from all the negativity that has been going on. I think that it's going to be very sweet. It's going to be very sweet. This person is also very humble. It's like someone very sweet that likes her very much. And I think that it could be the beginning of something. The beginning of something. But I think that she definitely needs these people. She needs to be surrounded by this loving energy, by these, people inviting her to open up, or to, let's hang out, or let's be friends, or let's spend time together. It doesn't have to be like romantic, like to, a very obvious stage of like, oh, it's romantic. And I don't think that this person is also like looking to smother winter. It's very sensitive person. It's like, I understand, if you want me to leave, or if you want me to leave you alone, I understand. But I think that it's going to be good for her. I like it. I like it. But yeah, Five of Wands, trouble test. The haters are going to stay in there. The haters are going to stay in there. Everything, every time a winter appears, there's going to be one of these people. Always. They will not let it go, because I see that they have like old grudges with her. There's something that it is like around her energy. Yeah, she just, maybe this is why, we have the Eight of Cups. There's something about her being like, yeah, I know, I feel it in me. She's very sensitive. So she's like, I feel it in me. I feel, the bad vibe. I feel the energy, but I'm no longer affected. In 2026, I'm no longer affected. So I hope that justice gets served. I hope that something happens, so she can be more at peace. I think that I hope that, if justice is being brought up, I think that, because I don't see anyone defending her, so I hope that, whatever happens, it can somehow help her, because, or help her situation, because it's just so, it's bad, but she's going to heal. It's going to be a very healing year. Okay. Going to continue with BTS Taehyung. BTS B. Let's see his 2026. Let's see. Very abundant. very abundant, a lot of yellowish, I'm golden yellow. I'm like, wow, a lot of money here, a lot of money, a lot of like, oh my God. Good for Taeyeon, good. Okay, three, not three, sorry, the Empress, not three. Count number three, but not the Empress. Again, four of wands, again, a lot of celebrations for these Capricorns, I love it. Nine of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, 10 of Wands. And then we have the Page of Swords that it says curiosity. So yeah, I think that for Taeyeon, 2026 is a year of maybe new projects, is a year of him trying something new, studying, preparing himself, and also, when I say study, because I have the page of swords, so it's giving me, like the keyboard says curiosity or curious. So I see him just very like mentally like invested in like, I want to know more of this. Okay, I'm asking experts how to do this. I think that it is the year of his individual work. I know that BTS is probably going to have, a comeback, is going to be successful, but the Nine of Pentacles is giving me, is looking at me from here, and it's like, 2026 is all about me. 2026 is all about what I can accomplish. 2026 is successful because of me, because I believe in me. So he is going to do very well. He's going to do very well. Yeah. It's just that, starting with the Empress and the Four of Wands. See, he has this magnetism. His image sells a lot, also sells. He's very prosperous. Wherever he goes, he's prosperous. He's going to be, in different, I would say, yeah, different also events. Like, what is going on in 2026 for certain idols? Could it be that there's going to be a lot of like events like outside, like, I don't know, a lot of it, because the Four of Wands have come out for a lot of people, so it's like social events, like could it be even because this is like, this could be weddings as well, could it be that a lot of people are going to get married, or a lot of people are going to have these parties, these celebrations, and it's all going to be like in front of cameras, so it's all going to be very luxurious, it's all going to be, very public, also very public, very public. So I see him just very comfortable doing this. There's something about him that he is a very social person, so he's like, yeah, I want to go out and I want to be seen, and if there's cameras, I don't care, like, I just want to go out and meet other people and just go to these events. I don't want to hide. There's something about his nature that also, it feels very much like when I read for him this year, his need to go out. He's like, I don't want to stay in here just acting mysterious, even though when I read for BTS, I was like, I was somehow advising the guys, try to not expose yourself that much because 2025 is not the year for you. But in the case of him, he cannot help it. You're going to see his face everywhere. And when I say face, it could be ads, it could be, him participating, his picture, I think that he's going to be everywhere. And he's going to have fun, and he's going to look, amazing. He's going to look beautiful. He's going to be comfortable wherever he goes, not feeling like, oh my God, I don't belong here, I'm so nervous. No, he's not nervous at all. He's not nervous, neither about his career, nor his life, nor his decision. He's very comfortable with his life, with his friends, with the people that he meets. He's just comfortable, confident. There's something about him being like, yeah, like, I'm the life of the party. So, I'm that person. I am popular. I love myself, like the Empress. I'm beautiful. I know it. That's why I show up. So it's really good because it's him having fun and probably making a lot of money as well. So yeah, good for him. Nine of Pentacles. Success. Individual success. And even it could be that if he does, if he's going to have his comeback with BTS, it could be that people are going to talk about him a lot in the comeback. I don't want to say like they're not going to talk about the others, but there's something about him being, him being important, and just people being, he's going to be very popular. He's going to steal all the glances, all, like, it's just that he is that person. In 2026, he's going to be that person. He's going to be that successful. It's all about him. It's all about him at the end. He's coming back to take the center, to take the front. It's like, yes, it's me. Yeah, I'm amazing. I know this. But I think that there's something about him. If you notice the Nine of Pentacles, there's a lot of pentacles. The person is like posing with the pentacles. It's like, look at me, these are my pentacles. But this there's a lot of work in here. So this is not him showing off and being like, oh, you look what I got. No, this is years of him being consistent with his work, with his appearances, with his relationships, with his collaborations. There's something about him just being very social, just being out there. And people love to see him, and people love to welcome him. And people are like, oh, there's Taecyeon, and he's like, I know, I'm that person. I'm that person. And he makes things available. He's very prosperous, and he owns it. There's a lot of self-esteem. There's something about like, okay, I have to be in the spotlight. I'm not shy. I'm not holding back. I'm not, dimming my light. So I can be like, oh my God, I have to belong. No, I'm amazing. So I stand tall and I stand strong because this is my moment. I am successful and I'm going to collect a lot more successes. So get out if you don't like it. But here I am. And I see him like this, still in the spotlight without even trying, him just beautiful. Like, I don't know what he's going to do. Maybe because I have the Empress here. So I'm like, could it be that that there's something about it, because he's always beautiful, but maybe there's going to be like another glow up of his. I know I said that he was going to have a glow up when he went to the military. We didn't expect that. But I see that 2026, there's going to be another kind of glow up from his part. So if you are fans of him, please let me know if that happens. Send me pictures, please. Just let me know. But yeah, we have the 8 of Wands and we have the 10 of Wands. Yeah, I think that everything is going to be successful. Everything is going to be, great, beneficial for him, very prosperous. But also, I think that at some point he can, he's going to start so strong, in a lot of things, or being involved in a lot of projects or in a lot of appearances, that at some point it could, things at the second half of the year, it could turn a bit like heavy on him. He's sort of running out of that initial growth, because it's tough to maintain this level of popularity or this level of success. It does demand a lot of energy of himself. So I can kind of see him, just being like, oh my God, I signed up for all these things, and now I feel like I have to do a lot. Maybe he's going to have the comeback with the guys. Maybe he's going to have an individual project. Maybe he's going to, have to travel for different, deals. So it feels like at some point, the exhaustion is going to catch up with him. The 8 of Wands is also giving me probably some rumors. Something is going to happen that I don't know if it's about him or maybe it's something related to him, like a sudden news, like, did you hear this happen? And him, trying to, survive this and trying to survive the pressure of people are talking about you, or people are talking about something that is related to you. and you somehow have to keep going. You have to show up for work. You have to do your part. So I think that he probably, the later half of the year is going to, is going to catch up on him that, it's going to catch up on him that it's going to be challenging to sustain this, that it's not all going to be like, oh, it's all glamorous or it's all happiness. No, there could be something that is going to interrupt his, I don't want to say his happiness, because I don't feel it like it's directly towards him, but it's like a sudden news that is sort of putting more pressure on him, on his shoulders, and he has to sustain it. And he has to sustain it because he probably is one of the members that is always active or that is always around. So people are going to want to ask him questions or, follow him around, and just like, trying to push it with him, and him being like, guys, I'm just doing my work. I'm busy doing this. Like, I don't want to talk. I don't see him talking, but, there could be some news coming that could, feel like a burden for him more than a benefit. I don't think that is dating news. No. But yeah, Page of Swords, curiosity. So, whatever project he does is because, he wants to learn. He wants to learn more about a craft, or he wants to maybe do different things. So, yeah, he's like, I'm the Page of Swords. I'm curious. I'm curious about this. He's not saying like, oh, I'm an expert. No, I'm curious and I want to learn new things. Okay, I'm going to continue with Exo D.O. Let's see, Exo D.O. Oh. The Wheel of Fortune twice. Okay, Knight of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, the Four of Cups, Temperance, and Justice. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune again, that is a turning point. So yeah, there's like his, and also I believe that the major arcana of 2026 is the Wheel of Fortune. So there's something about movement, a new chapter, something that has to advance, something like a cycle has to end for you to, be able to, things that maybe you thought that they were stuck, they are finally moving, they are finally advancing. I just feel like D.O.'s energy in 2026 is an energy that is very typical of an earth sign. He's very stable, he's very busy, he's going to continue being busy. He's, working towards something new besides, probably sexual, but also it could be, his individual work. So I think that for him is like, okay, things are going to change. Okay. Like, I don't see him being that, whatever changes are coming in 2026, I don't see him that connected, honestly. I think that emotionally, he is very detached from what has been going on. He's like the kind of person that is like, okay, let me know if something changes. Just let me know. But I think that he's not neither happy nor sad. There's like a level of like void, like, yeah, whatever you guys say. I'm just doing my part. The Knight of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. He's going where he's told. He's putting the work where you tell him to put the work. He's like, okay, do I move here? Do I go here? Do I do this? Do you want me to do this? Okay, here I go. But also he's not, I think that there's something very interesting about him, that he's someone that he knows how to administrate his energy very well, especially when it comes to projects and work. He moves slow, but he's very consistent. He's also very loyal. So he's the type of guy that, if he can be really busy, but if you're like, plans have changed, we have to move here, and he's like, okay, I will go. Where do you want me to go? I will go. Wait for me. He's not like all over the place. He's not overthinking things. He's just flowing, just like the Wheel of Fortune. He probably, there's something about, a lot of things changing in 2026 for him, maybe with the group and maybe him individually, in his projects. But the only thing that he has clear is that he's going to keep advancing. He's going to keep working. He's going to keep delivering the work, putting the work. So it's like, I will keep moving, keep advancing. No one is like, just tell me, like, okay, there's changes. Okay, I will adapt to the change. I think that he is someone that he has like a sort of mentality, or he's like, well, things can change. I know. I will adapt. He doesn't take anything personal. He's not feeling anything. Like, this is why I'm like, the Four of Cups is very D.O. It's very D.O. coded. In 2026, he's not going to be nor excited nor disgusted. I think that he's a bit bored. Probably in 2026, he's going to be a bit bored of people, situations, changes of plans. I think that he's not going to say anything, but there's this energy of like, my heart is not in this. Like, and I don't see it like it's negative. I just think that he's like, I just know I have to keep working. But if you ask me how I feel nothing. I'm bored, actually. I look at all of you going crazy, and I just don't feel the same. He probably is like, what is going on? Because I don't understand. And also he's probably getting tired. Like there's a disconnection from him, because he's like, we went through this before. So the Wheel of Fortune is all about, maybe unfinished cycles or things that weren't like properly addressed at some point that is coming back. And he's like, we've been through this before. So he's not surprised. He in 2026, he's like, whatever. Okay. Yeah. Even if there's people that promise him like, no, this time is going to be different. He's like, yeah, you said that the last time. So he's like, he's so unbothered. He's like, but he's not suffering. The good thing is that he's not suffering. He's like, whatever. Temperance and justice. I think that at the end, there's going to be again the balance, the two cards that indicate, the right balance, finding the balance, and also justice being made. I think that, things are going to accommodate in D.O.'s life. It's just that he's not that invested to even care. He's like, oh, did you guys resolve this? Oh, cool. Because he's not even, following like, okay, what is going on? What is going to happen? He's like, just let me know when it's finished. And then he's going to, once he gets, the news or something, and things are going to balance in his life. Things are going to accommodate themselves. This is why I think that maybe his passivity or his inaction, it sort of helps the situation because he's not forcing anything in his life. He's like, okay, whatever comes is going to come no matter what. So you guys let me know when that happens. And but I think that it's going to do great for him. I think that it's going to be a good year, a year where also he's going to be in balance. He's going to be very much like centered in his energy. Knowing where to give energy to, administrate your energy, administrate your mood, just like don't get corrupted by other people's energy or other people's motives. It's like you stay grounded, you stay zen, and I see him achieving this kind of healing, this mastery of his emotions, because I believe he does have them. It's just that it takes a while for him to get it out, actually. uh, but I think that, justice is going to be made, balance is going to be restored. Also, justice, it can be justice for him, because maybe, he has been working a lot or he's going to be working a lot. So maybe there could be a sort of like a fair distribution of his efforts, feeling like, okay, I don't have to do a lot. Now, from the other side, I have help. I'm not alone. I get the help that I need. But he's a very lucky person. He's very spiritual. It's just that I don't know why I feel like he gets, he has like an angel, someone that is like here, deal. Um, uh, I don't want to say like for your good behavior, but there's something that he does, or there's a certain mantra that he has, or there's a certain attitude that he has, that he's very proper. He's very clean in his intentions. So somehow I think that the universe, whatever you believe in, the angels, or an energy, um, you know, um, there's something spiritual that comes to his aid, that comes to help him, to support him, to give him the answer, to give him the tools to move on. But it's going to be a year where he's going to chill, honestly. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune, turning point. Things are going to move, things are going to change, things are going to advance. It's not that things are going to be stagnant. It's just that probably he's going to be more from the observer part, be seeing how everything is moving. And he's like, okay, just let me know when it finishes. Okay, I'm going to continue with this XG member, Chisa. XG member, Chisa. Her 2026. Oh. Okay. Again, the four, the four of wands. And I'm shuffling, but the four of wands, the star card, 10 of wands in the middle, 9 of cups, and we have the wheel of fortune. And then I have the 5 of cups, that it says regrets. I mean, I think that yeah, the year is going to be very positive. I think that she's going to have a good year. But there's something about, I have the 10 of wands here in the middle. So there's this energy of her, maybe doing a lot, like to maybe sustain her happiness, or sustain her career, or sustain others. I don't know. Is she like the leader of the group? Is she someone that is important? Because I see her just, sustaining that. sustaining a lot. I think that there's going to be moments of a lot of exhaustion. There's going to be moments of like, okay, I have to keep going. I have to keep going. I have to keep going. Things are not that easy as people think. They try to stay positive, but maybe they do have to, overwork, or they have to do a lot, or they have to, face a lot of things. So, it feels like physically you have to be, training, or you have to be everywhere, or you have to be traveling. So there's like a lot of energy being put in her ear. And probably, if she's responsible for something in the group, she feels very responsible. She's like, no, guys, like, we continue, we don't stop, I'm going to continue, I'm going to do my best, But yeah, I think that for her, it starts very well, with the 4 of Wands and the Star card. I think that definitely, there's something about maybe the group being very successful, or starting 2026 just feeling, maybe they are earning certain recognition, or they are winning awards, or they are participating in certain events, public events, again, being seen, being everywhere, having fun, probably being part of also, just celebrations, where it's not so much like, oh, I have to go there to perform. It's more like we can go and have fun, and also being treated like stars. So I can see them having fun. I can see her having fun. It's just that in the middle, probably she's like, maybe there's going to be a lot of work to do. So a lot of perfectioning of things. So she's like, putting all her energy. I think that 2026 is not going to be that, easy for her. I think that I see her pushing her energy to the max, or putting her willpower and be like, no, guys, we have to stop this. Because maybe, they're going to start really well. So there's something about that this adds pressure. If they're doing well, this adds a lot of pressure. So she's like the one that I think that she feels she's someone that it's not about worrying. I think that for her it's more about doing. Like, she probably is the one that sustains others, or she's like the one that is like, no, guys, let's continue, or no, guys, we cannot stop now. Like, we are doing so well, we have to keep going, or we have good results with this, we have to keep putting more, doing more. It's like, okay, they invited us to this event, we have to go to this other one as well, so let's make it work. Let's work to our fullest potential. And this is very Capricorn, probably being a workaholic and being like, I haven't had a vacation for years, but she's like, I got this. And if you guys have this, if you want to have my back, like, I have yours, like, let's do this. It's challenging, but I think that she's in a rush, and not in a rush, but I think that in 2026, there's a certain maybe feedbacks or something that she's like, guys, they want to hear more from us, or they want to see more of us. So we have to get going. We cannot stop. We have to keep doing, keep delivering. Like, we cannot stop. We cannot just sit and smell the flowers, because this is not how we achieve things. We have to keep pushing it. We have to keep against all odds. We have to keep pursuing things. I see her very passionate and insistent about this, about not giving up. Like, let's go. And I can kind of see that it's going to pay off, because we have the 9 of Cups and we have the Wheel of Fortune. So I think that is going to pay off. If they're going to have like a sort of release, or a comeback, or a concert, or whatever they do in 2026, is going to be a very satisfactory result for her. And there's a bit of pride in her. There's something about her being like, see, I told you so. I told you that if we keep insisting, I told you that if we didn't give up, we would overcome this. So I think that there's something about her also, with the Wheel of Fortune, there's something about her also. She wants to turn the pages, she wants to turn the page of the group, or maybe she wants the group to advance to a new era. She doesn't want the group to get stuck in wherever they are right now. I don't know where they are right now, but maybe she's like, I want us to keep advancing. Like, we have to keep advancing. We have to keep pushing it. Like, I don't want us to be stuck in this condition. Let's keep moving. We have a lot to give. So let's keep, talking about our careers. Let's keep promoting. Let's keep this going. And I think that her spirit is very contagious. And I think that the results are going to be beneficial. Um, I don't know if she has individual activities as well, but if she does, she's also going to get good results because she's very hardworking. She's very hardworking, and is just there. She probably is knocking on doors like, hello, like, can we do this? Like, she's very insistent. She doesn't give up. She doesn't give up. So if this is like a personal project of hers, I can also see her winning a spot, winning an opportunity. But I think that things are moving for her. And this is what she wants, actually. She doesn't, on the contrary of, certain people that I read, certain Capricorns that I read in the past, she's someone that she mostly believes in, like, advancing, but it's more like unblocking opportunities. It's like this place or this opportunity that you told me that I couldn't get, that I wouldn't get, I'm going to keep working and I'm going to prove you wrong. So she's all about, like, the fortune is with me at the end if I put the work and if I believe in myself. Very Sagittarius coded, but yes. But yeah, Five of Cups, regrets. There could be a part of her that, at some point, because of she's very also, she's very tough on herself. So maybe there's a part of her that she could be a bit sad from time to time and be like, oh, we didn't achieve what I want us to achieve, because she takes it personally. So she could have a bit of regrets or a bit of a sadness. Oh, we missed this opportunity. Why did we miss this opportunity? Or why are we doing this? But I don't see her giving up. I don't see her giving up. Very hardworking person. Okay, I'm going to continue with WayV Kun. WayV Kun for 2026. WayV Kun. Six of Pentacles twice for him. Wheel of Fortune, the Magician, Six of Pentacles, Two of Wands, and the Lovers. And then we have the Six of Pentacles again, that in here it says generosity. Generosity. So yeah, I think that Kun is, there's something about him that I'm like, he's so generous, like literally. This is why I have this the 2-6 in here, the 2-6 of Pentacles. So I'm like, he's such a giver. There's, I don't know if maybe if you guys are fans of him, if you know of this, but it's giving me like he's such a giver. I think that he's not, sometimes when we think about Capricorn energy, especially in the tarot, we have the Devil card, and some people had gotten, the Four of Pentacles, this sort of a stubbornness of, especially over material things. So having the Six of Pentacles twice, it's more about service. I am there for others, or I help others, or I am just generous, like the card says. So I think that in 2026, I see Kun more like I am generous with others, and I'm here to give others the opportunity that they deserve. Is he some kind of mentor for younger generations? Does anyone know if Kun has like a sort of role in the company where he mentors others? because I can kind of see him doing this, and maybe, because he's a Sam, obviously they are not going to give him the recognition, but I think that he is giving me like mentor, is giving me like teacher, and he's a very, he's very balanced in the sense that he could be this kind of mentor that he's like, that mentor that is not, that mentor that slowly guides you and it's like preparing you for you to do better, but at the same time he's like, slow down, don't rush into results or into, oh, I want to be number one at this. It's like, slow down, to each opportunity, to each time, you need to, be modest, be humble, be consistent, be grateful, say thank you, always give back or always share what you know. He's very practical, but also he's very like, um, he's not competitive, even though he can be. But there's something about him having this, um, it's like what I know, I share it with others. I don't gatekeep. For me, it doesn't work like that. And I can see him, maybe this sort of generosity that he's going to display in 2026, it can also open doors for him, or maybe him finding like a new calling or a new vocation or like a new role, because I think that he's a good influence for others. I think that he's great at this. He should do more of this, and he's definitely giving back to others, maybe to his community even. So I'm like, this is great. This is like bigger than being an idol. I think that he does contribute a lot to his community or to his people, or to, he's like a mentor. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting. But yeah, Wheel of Fortune and the Magician for Kun. Yeah, I think that things are going to move, and maybe him as the leader of WayV, maybe at the beginning of 2026, he's going to be, more active in his role as a spokesperson or as an MC, or, or having to speak for the group or give speeches or just communicate with the fans. I see that the Wheel of Fortune is like, okay, guys, showtime. It's showtime for you. So maybe for WayV, he's going to be more active with the group, and him, being involved in different. I think that it's all about communication. It's all about like performance, but also, communicating and being more seen, more active, more in the center. Him being more in power as well. Him being more like, somehow, being the leader and being very present. Maybe in other SM artist content, you're going to see him also. But it's like, okay, I will do my part. I will adapt. I have the talents. I have everything. I know what to do. So it's my moment. It's my moment. But yeah, the Six of Pentacles, this is like I was saying, I think that he's going to find the right balance. He's not going to overdo it. I think that he's going to find the right balance between what he does as an idol, and maybe he has another job, that he has another like position, like role. Like, does he do something else? Like, is he studying, or is he working, with others in another kind of industry? Like, is he? I think that, and he's like, this year, I'm going to try to balance both. I'm not going to, exhaust myself, or maybe, do a lot. I think that there's something about him be like, yeah, I'm going to give the group this, but I'm also going to do this for myself. So I'm not going to put all my energy or all my eggs in one basket. It's not going to be like this year. And he's very calm. He's very secure. He's like, I'm very responsible, so I'm very centered. So whatever I give, I know I'm giving what is right. He's a very righteous person. He doesn't let anyone down. He's very like a very he's just a giver, like I said at the beginning, a very nice, positive influence, and it just flows naturally from him. It's not a character nor something that he's like, oh, I want to get something out of this. No, he's like this. He's like this everywhere he goes. But yeah, I think that it's going to be a right balance between maybe Kun the artist and Kun the man. Like somehow having these two sides, being more in harmony. But he wants to do a lot. I see him and he wants to, maybe he's also contemplating a new opportunity for him. He's planning something. There's something in 2026 that is going to develop. It's still green. It's still green because we have the lovers. So with the lovers, there's this duality, like he probably has more than one offer. So he's like thinking about it. He's not sure yet. He's not sure yet. And also the Six of Pentacles again, generosity. So I think that whatever decisions or action that Kun takes in 2026, it's all about him being generous to the people in his life. He's like, I'm giving my people this of me, this that they need of me, or this that they requested of me, or that they request of me, or this that the group requests of me. But at the same time, I'm not forgetting about myself. I'm also giving myself my time, what I need. I'm not neglecting myself. I'm being righteous to each situation, each different amount of energy. But he's not disorganized. He's not all over the place. He's not overthinking. I think that he found his calling. There's something very strong here that I'm like, does he have another job? Does he have a new role? I don't know, maybe people will find out then that he has like another role, but it's like a normal job, but it's not normal, of course, because he's famous, but it's like a job with a salary. It's like a very routinary kind of role. Is he a teacher or something like that? But good for Kun. I love to see how balanced he is. Okay. I'm going to. Hey, Chachalino. Okay. Yes. Yes, he does. And also, this is why I'm like, because it says generosity. So definitely whatever he produces, he gives. It's not, that he's like, oh my God, no, 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 this is mine. This is for my eyes only, or this is for my career only. No, he's so generous. Okay, I have the last one, and then I'm going to go, guys, because it's so hot in here. I started at 9 a.m. my time, and probably the other Sunday I'm going to start at 8 my time, because it's unbearable. The heat these days is so hot. It's going to be so hot today. I'm already sweating. I can see it. Okay, the last one that I have is EXO Kai. So let's see for EXO Kai. Let's see Kai, how he's going to do in 2026. See Kai. No, I didn't do the carpooling today. No, I think I'm going to do them. I'm going to do them next Sunday, because today I'm doing for Capricorn people. Okay, wait, okay. Okay, for Kai, we start with the Eight of Pentacles. We have the Temperance. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Hierophant, and we have the Six of Cups. A lot of love. Three of Wands. And I was going to say enterprise, but no. It could be an enterprise as well. Why am I seeing an enterprise? But it says preparation. Preparation. He's working a lot. He's going to be working a lot also. A lot. You're going to see Kai everywhere. But he's such a perfectionist. He's such a perfectionist. And also, he's not tired. 2026 is going to be a great year for him. A great year for him. He's working so much. He's practicing. He's, doing so well. He's doing so well. And also, I think that, because I have this temperance, I think that he's like, there's something about Kai that I don't know if people that are fans of EXO, if you guys had mentioned at some point, but I think that in 2026, especially, it's going to be very evident that Kai is bringing unity to the group, or is bringing love or healing to the group. Because, and not just because he's like, don't worry, I got this, or I'm working on this, so don't worry, I don't want anyone to worry, I got this. He's very professional, he's putting the work, he's amazing. But, with the Knight of Cups here in the middle, there's something about him giving the love to others, being like, maybe the peacemaker, maybe being the one that, reunites all the parts and being like, guys, let's stop this nonsense and let's just, grow closer, or let's fix things, or let's open up about our feelings, but he also feeling very emotional. I think that 2026 is going to be very sentimental. He's going to probably cry a lot, get emotional for the dumbest things, but there's something about Kai being in his feelings and asking people to open up as well, because he's feeling emotional, he's feeling nostalgic, he's going to feel nostalgic. I have the company here, and I have the Six of Cups, so definitely there's something about Kai feeling like he misses the past. He misses the foundations. He misses, when they were all part of the company, maybe, he misses the old times. He misses when there was maybe when they were all literally under the same roof and they lived together, or they had this routine together. So there's something about him asking, all the members, please, can we go back to this? Can we go back to be generous to each other, to be kind with each other? Also probably asking the company, because I have the company. So I think that, more than asking any specific member, like, okay, guys, let's work this. Maybe he's also going to ask the company for something. He's going to ask for a SEM to do something for him, because he's like, he's working a lot. He's definitely, bringing the money, definitely, the Eight of Pentacles. He is an ace. He is very hardworking. He's going to continue maybe to deliver more hits for the company. He's going to bring, good experiences for the fans, good experiences for everyone. So he's like, yeah, now that, I'm actually doing well, I wanted to ask you something. He may be asking for something. It's like, can we go back? Can you do this for me? Can you do this so we can go back to the past? So we can go back to what we were? So I can see him being the one that initiates this in 2026. And even asking the fans, maybe it's even asking the fans or asking, I think that he's asking everyone, but since I see an institution, I think that it's more about the company. it's more about the company somehow. It's like, we have history. We have, maybe EXO has an identity. EXO has history, has something that maybe these people that they run SM today, they know, but they don't know that much, or they are not interested. And he's like, can we go back to that? So I can kind of see that he softens a few people in there. I see him accomplishing something. It's just that, it's just like when we think about Capricorn energy, and him, being so good at his job, but he's asking from the bottom of his heart. He's like kindly asking, can we please, respect EXO's legacy or EXO's essence? Can we please go back to this? I'm asking you. So I can see him being the one. Yeah, 3 of Wands preparation. He's preparing, in 2026 he's going to be very busy. But I think that he's a man with a mission. I think that 2026 is a year where he's like, he's feeling so sentimental, and this is not about money. This is not about results. This is more about him, the man, being like, I want things to be the way they used to be. So maybe, because also, Kai is, besides him being a very talented and a very talented, artist for them to have, he's also a very charming person. So I think that if he comes with this attitude, to a very rigid system like this company, but there's something about him being able to break into someone's, heart, I don't know, and being like, can we do this? So I can see him, achieving this. I see him. 3 of Wands preparations. There's more success for Kai. Kai is not going to stop working. He's going to keep working with EXO by himself. He's so passionate for his life, for a new chapter. And I think that maybe in 2026 there's something about his work and what he's going to give to people that is going to feel more real, like more coming from his heart or from his own vulnerability, being the charming man that he is, the charming artist that he is, being romantic and everything, but also being truthful to how he really feels, that he doesn't want conflict. He doesn't want, he wants harmony in 2026. And he is very humble. He's like, I don't mind to be the one that initiates the conversations, to open up the discussion, but, I just have to, if I have to deliver the invitations and ask the other people to come, I will do it myself. I will go and get them. But let's fix this. Because I feel like he's really affected. He's really sensitive about all of this. So I don't know if he cried or something like this, but yeah, in 2026 it feels like this. Like he did before leaving for the military. He usually doesn't ask or demands a lot from SM, but he absolutely sorts out. Yeah, because he's working a lot. And he's getting better and better at it. There's an evolution in Kai's, art, in what he does. Not just with EXO, with himself, what he has accomplished in his career. So definitely the man is important. It's just that maybe there's something about him, understanding these people and their views and how they view the business and how they always been like this. So he's like, I know that if I get all aggressive or entitled, they are not going to listen to me. So maybe I have to be more like, like more going more like on a peaceful kind of way. Yeah, he has grown a lot. Yeah. Yeah, he's charming. Okay, now that you reminded me, I'm going to pull a card for Fluffy, just in case she's watching. So if she's watching the replay, we love an emotional man, yeah. But there must be something in his heart, that he's like, I cannot hide it anymore. I want things to be the way they used to be. Let's see for Fluffy in 2026. Okay, I'm waiting for another one. She got the Wheel of Fortune, so it's not that original actually, but it's good. The Wheel of Fortune is good. It's just that I'm saying it's not that original because I believe the major arcana of 2026 is the Wheel of Fortune. A lot of people get the Wheel of Fortune as their major arcana. So it's not like, a different kind of message. It's a major arcana, so it's important, but maybe it's like that for them, this Wheel of Fortune is going to be very important in a sense that she is going to experience certain movement in her life. And the key to this, to this movement or to this wheel moving is that she has to somehow maybe embrace, the movement and also think about, what changes she has been resisting. Because somehow, the Wheel of Fortune is like something is unlocking, something that was stuck is moving, is starting to move. So what are you going to do with that? And also, I think that the if you think about the wheel, the Wheel of Fortune, is about unlocking a certain tension in her life. Maybe there was a certain like stagnation or a tension that was in there, and the Wheel of Fortune is like, we're moving, but she has to work with this card, with the Wheel of Fortune. Like maybe she owns a tarot deck herself, or she wants to, I don't know, Google the image and have it and observe it. And just how does it make you feel, to see this wheel moving, this cycle closing and going into another one? How do you feel about moving? Or what has been like getting you stuck from these movements? Because definitely in 2026 there's going to be movement in her routine, maybe in her life, but yeah, is the moment, yeah. The Five of Pentacles, yeah, she has to work on maybe there's something about her feeling like she doesn't have enough, or that she doesn't trust her abilities to advance, with the Wheel of Fortune. Maybe there's something that is moving, or that is going to start manifesting in her life, that is going to, start like grabbing this sort of pace, like, okay, let's go, and her feeling a bit like freak out for the movement. I mean, like, I don't like this, or I feel like I'm not used to this kind of movement anymore in my life. But I think that she has to, contemplate, like, why do you feel so undeserving of this change? Like, what is it about you? And work on this, because it's more like a fear than her reality. It's more like her feeling like, no, I cannot recover from this, or no, I don't have the tools, or no, I'm not ready, or no, not this year, maybe the other year, but no, it has to be this year. It has to be this year. The wheel is moving. You want a card? Okay. You got 2 cards of swords. So definitely you are going to be in your mind a lot. Like, what is going on with your mind as well? We have the 9 of swords. It says despair. Despair. So you know how the 9 of swords is usually like overthinking, like thinking a lot, like being like, oh my God, like, oh, this could happen, having nightmares, and actually, like, no, like, maybe it's not like you think, these thoughts or this overthinking that is somehow tormenting you is like, it's just here, it's just noise. But the thing that maybe you have to somehow, maybe in 2026, you have to try to make sense of this is, why are you in there? Why are you in that state? What benefit you to overthink? What is it protecting you from? The overthinking. Because I see it like, the cards of nightmares and even seeing like ghosts that are not real, so in your heart, connect with your emotion, like, what is it real for you? Don't ask your mind like, oh no, I think that this could happen and this, because your mind is really fast to take over. So you have to go back to feeling. You have to go back to feeling, not so much thinking, because you probably have a very active imagination. So you are really good at even visualizing things, not just dreaming, probably visualizing. And you have an excess also of information that maybe you need to detox. It's like enough. In 2026, it's like enough of the despair of the mind. Don't push yourself to that desperation. It's not good. It's clouding your judgment. It's clouding your view. And also, it's probably not, you cannot relax. It's not a good thing to think too much. So I think that there has to be like a sort of like, you have to commit to something in the real world. I don't know if it's like starting a certain routine or doing something for yourself, or, getting yourself more busy, but maybe busy doing nothing. It's all about relaxation. Something that doesn't get your mind going, that doesn't add pressure. And we have the Knight of Swords. So somehow I think that the cards are like, you are very intelligent. The Knight of Swords is like, definitely, it's like your mind is protecting you from something. It's not that you love to be in despair, but your mind protects you from something. And you have to go back to the roots of, what are you protecting you for? It's like you can calm down. I don't know if there's something about, maybe you had a sort of, you were in an environment where information is important. So you have to know things, or you have to hear things, or you have to investigate, or you have to have the information, or you have to say something in order to protect yourself or defend yourself. So there comes to a point where your mind has a lot of information, a lot, and also the ones that you imagine also, like a lot of like information, but what for? What for? But I think that the Knight of Swords is like, I do this because I protect myself. Maybe it's protecting your peace, maybe it's protecting yourself from others, but it seems like you are a very sharp and active person. So somehow the source is like, she's very intelligent. Like, it's not like your mind needs to be shut down completely and it's like, don't use your mind. No, it's just that use it for your benefit. Don't let your thoughts hunt you down, like, like, don't let them become your enemy. Don't let them become your enemy. It's like, calm down the anxiety. Like, no one, like, like, calm down. Calm down. You don't have to protect yourself anymore. Like, sometimes, when they say ignorance is a bliss, I think that is true. Sometimes being very intelligent or being very perceptive, or being really good at remembering things, sometimes is awful because you cannot turn it down. It becomes you. But then you start like having like a sleepless night and you're like, oh my God, I didn't think of that. Like, oh my God, I didn't see that. But it's like, enough with the defending yourself. Not in 2026. Not in 2026. I mean, if you have to call someone out or if you have to put boundaries with people, because, the Knight of Swords is also very protective. So definitely, your mind is reacting because of something. Maybe you are under a lot of stress or, you are in an environment where, there's a lot of suspicion. So this is why you feel like, okay, I have to have information because I'm going to be vulnerable if I don't have it. But the Knight of Swords is like, let's end this. Like, okay, say what you want to say to the person, to the situation, just, say it and then remain calm. Fix it and then, like I said, go look for an activity, a hobby, something that gives you energy, but somehow gets you out of. Sorry. I was saying that your mind is too powerful to be using it like that, to be using it um, as a survival mechanism. Like, oh, I have to. No, no, no. You're wasting your potential. Your mind is supposed to be your friend. It's supposed to be your defender. Yes, like the Knight of Swords, but also be selective with what you consume. And if there's something that starts triggering you and you're like, oh my God, I'm overthinking, just find a way to cut it off. Find a way to cut it off. If it gives you anxiety, find a way to be like, okay, I'm watching this content and it's making me like, okay, I will stop. I would turn it off. Connect more with your body and with your heart. Connect more with your body. You are so much in this that you are not connecting with your body. This is why maybe in the body you start manifesting certain symptoms, because it's like you are like this, and no. And that's because you are very intelligent. You are a very intelligent person. I know that it cannot be helped, but you can train your mind to that you can relax, that you can sleep okay, that it's not always a conflict. It's not always like, oh, something bad is going to happen. No. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm glad it was enough for that long. But yeah, you have to get rid of that despair. 2026 is not for you to be despaired. Just eliminate the ghost, the imagination, the visions, eliminate them all. Just travel lightly. Travel lightly. Your mind is your best friend. Yes, your mind is your best friend. Like, definitely the intelligence that you possess, but use it for your benefit. Don't let it run, the negativity, because yeah, that's the other side of, someone that is very intelligent, is that sometimes it's like, oh, a lot of idea, oh, and yes. Okay, I'm going to go. This was great. I had a great time reading um for these Capricorn successful people. The readings were amazing. Of course, I'm going to continue. This is not the only Capricorns. But yeah, I wanted to wish you all, if you're watching the replay, to wish you all a very happy, if you can, new year. Thank you so much for being with me here. It's been almost like 5 years that I have this channel, and yeah, there's moments where I'm like, I don't know, if I'm doing things correctly or not. Um, but I do have a great community, and that's what comforts me, or that's what keeps me in this path that is very lonely. That mostly is, you know K-pop and Korean industry and the readings, and like my vision for next year is to expand, I guess, to see if I can read for something else, if I can do another kinds of readings as well. I'm a bit, like I said, I'm going to start reading for co-stars or shipping readings, or people speculate like, oh, there's a connection. I can read for friendships, or duos. But mostly I'm going to lean more towards the confirmed relationships and not give my energy to certain things that people are like, oh, I think that they are dating, I think that they have something, I think that they are in love with each other. I no, let's wait for them to confirm or not, and then, if things are realistic enough, I can pull cards. But also, these kinds of um, these kinds of rules that I put for my readings, for what I accept, for what I allow in my space, is also what keeps me grounded, what keeps me being me, and not to let myself carried away by people's on the internet, that they overwhelm you with a lot of requests, and then when you don't give them what they want, they think that you are the worst, that you are not doing, that you don't know how to read, that you are not seeing things the way they want you to read things. They think that they know tarot better than you. So I'm just being me and sharing my talent and my hobby, because reading cards is like, I love the tarot, and and this is a new experience. It had given me the pleasure of meeting a lot of people from different parts of the world that I would have never met if I was just here sitting in my house in Argentina. But I'm so proud of what we have built together, and I'm very protective of what I created with my people. This is why I'm very selective. It's not, I don't have a particular bias against anyone. I'm just selective about what I choose in my channel and for my community, because this is how we keep it clear and organized. So yes, Happy New Year. Let's keep advancing. I know for me personally, 2025 hasn't been a successful year. No, it has had good times. I had grown a lot. I had, very nice experiences, but I don't see it like, oh my God, this year was the year. No. So let's see in 2026, let's see as, a global community. Let's see what brings for us. Let's just keep going. We don't have the answers of what is to come. We don't know. But the thing is that we have to keep advancing and being our best version. That's what we can do. That's all that we can manage. Then the rest, politics, the weather, and another things, we cannot control those. So love you all and take care. Bye.